I think at the end of the day, people want to help people naturally.
Yes.
Right.
It's just, I mean, especially once you are older and you have a lot of wisdom and stuff, you love to pass it down to the next generation. And
We're geniuses.
right, yeah. I wasn't talking about you. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're still like 25?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Dino, what are you doing? Get out of my seat.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to On the Move with Matt podcast. Today I'm here with Patti Solenberger, who's one of the owners of Solenberger's Hardware, and Rich Weller, who is the marketing manager there.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much for coming on today, guys. And we're just going to get started and kind of dive deep into, first of all, how did you guys come to Winchester? Have you been here your whole life, or did you
I
move
have
here?
been here my whole life. My mom and dad moved here in 1962, and I was born in 1964. So, what about you, Rich?
No, I'm not. I'm not a Winchesterian. You know,
I like
I come
that.
from not too far from where your father grew up. We actually went to school together, Martinsburg and Hedgesville.
Oh, wow.
So I came here in 1987.
Okay.
But I was a retail executive, and I didn't get to spend much time in the community because I was always on the road traveling.
Oh, wow.
So, I didn't get to experience Winchester so much until probably into the late 90s.
So have you been at Solenberger's for a while with the marketing department?
1 week. I'm just kidding.
1 week.
It's been, I think
few
it's like
years.
almost 3 years now. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pursued Rich. He had actually worked for the chamber for years,
Okay.
and then he went off and started marketing for another company. And we had talked to him. We were friends, and we would say, "Hey, you know, when you get tired and you want something to do,
There you go.
we'd love to
tired.
bring you on." Because he has skill sets. I do marketing, but he has skill sets that I don't have.
Right,
And
yeah.
we thought that we could combine forces, and it would be impactful. So one day he called us up and said, "You know, it may be time. Might be time." And I can kind of ease into working for you guys, and then take that and carry it into retirement. So
Right.
we just were like, "Okay, let's do this thing." And it's been a great collaboration.
Yeah, I would just say, Matt, when we say marketing, a lot of things get huddled into that. But I specialize in branding,
Okay.
you know, and there's a difference
Right.
because you can have a business and you can have a brand.
Right.
And you can have either or, but when they come together, then you have magic,
Right.
you know. And they already have the business and the brand. So it was actually just to share that story.
Yes.
Right. And I heard they call you Mr. Winchester. What's that all
Yes.
about?
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that started when he was at the
The
chamber.
of Commerce. Yeah.
And
Okay.
he would come in, and when we'd have our special events, a lot of times we'd have him in the front of the store, and whatever giveaway we had,
Right.
he would be the one giving it away. But
Right.
I started calling him Mr. Winchester because everybody that came in the door knew him. So
Oh.
you were like, I was like, what?
What's
What
he
is
doing
going
here?
on here?
Right. Yeah.
So, but you know, it's been so much fun, like being friends, and then also
Right.
kind of trying to do everything we can. We are a 37-year-old business.
Oh, wow.
So to get our name out there and to be, you know, the retail landscape it's tough.
Right. Yeah.
It is like online has become such a big thing. And yet to have a community store, you know, a retail
Right.
place where people can come in and get to know you and actually engage with you, which we find every day,
Right.
is becoming less. You know, there just aren't the places there. So
yeah. Everybody's going on
we-
Amazon and stuff.
yes. So we
Yeah.
want to really invite people in and show them the difference between
Relational.
clicking something
Yeah,
or
it-
actually having a relationship
Right.
Relational.
with people.
Yeah.
So, and a hardware store is a great place because
Right.
people want to know how to do things,
Yeah.
and they can't. You can watch a YouTube video, you can do, but at the end of the day, somebody wants to hold your hand and say, "Let's get you across the finish line." And
Yeah.
we do that at Solenberger's Hardware.
So do you actually, people come in and you show them how to do the projects, or you
Yes.
talk them through it?
Oh, yeah. We have plumbers, electricians that have been in the field. They know how to do these things. They know
Oh, wow.
code. and they can actually take a person. I had a customer tell me one time, your plumbing guy actually he actually gave me his cell phone number.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, send me pictures and I'll tell you what to do along the way. And,
Oh, wow.
and he did, and we
Right.
do classes, we do all sorts of things to try to help the homeowner be able to take care of things that they can take care of.
Right.
We're not going to tell them to do something that an electrician should do or a
Right.
plumber should do. But
Yeah.
if it's a true do-it-yourself project, we're going to help them with that.
Right.
Yep. Mhm.
So can you kind of take us back to the beginning? Like, how did you and your husband come about owning Solenbergers? It's a family business, you said?
It's a family business. It's been in my husband's family since 1888. His
Oh, wow.
great-grandfather started it, and it's gone through my husband's generation is the fourth generation. And, his father raised him in the business, and he and his sister, and they both had, specific. My husband was retail operations, so he
Right.
was manager, hiring, all of those things, making sure we had stock,
Right. Yeah.
inventory, and making sure that you don't have stuff that you don't want to have,
Right, yeah.
all of those things. So he actually was born and raised in this business, and
Yeah.
then his sister the same, but she took care of all of the accounting and the finance.
Right.
So
yeah.
so they kind of combined forces, and through the years they have maintained and continued to build this business.
Right.
And their hope is now she has a son, we have two daughters that work in the business, and our hope is that they take it into the fifth generation.
That's what I was going to ask. Who's going to take over it next?
So
you're-
we've got
you're-
them already, and my sister-in-law has retired, so my daughter does her job now.
Okay.
And then her husband, Jamie's husband, Seth, he's our manager, our general manager. And then our daughter, Jenna, is a manager. And we're kind of trying to train them up in the way they should go in the
They're doing
hardware way.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I know you guys are super active in the community. I see your posts all over Facebook. There's always something going on at Solenbergers.
yeah,
And you guys know everybody, which is great.
we try. Our goal is to be in the community and to build relationships.
Yeah, I share the message a lot too, because I do a lot of the social media
Right.
marketing and posts and so forth. We don't always get it right, but the customer service aspect of it is knowing your name when the people come into the store.
Right, yeah.
And like she said, helping them out, and we're not 100%. Nobody ever is,
Right.
but that relationship when they first come in, and I experienced it when I moved to the community,
Right.
and I wrote a piece which I just shared on social media. I rearranged their name a little bit from Solenbergers to
Right.
Belongers, because my experience in retail as an executive is always been about that relationship building. And the more people, because not everybody knows you. You could be, we're 137 years old, but
Right, yeah.
there's people moving to this community all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And
which
they-
you know.
they- yeah.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And they don't know. So it's actually, when they walk through that door, making them feel welcome.
Right.
Yes.
We don't have every product. We used to say that, we sold Winchester
sold
Star
everything.
actually, but
Right.
we sold everything because back in the day, that was the go-to place.
Yeah,
Right,
we
yeah.
were
We're
like
still the
a
go-to place.
major general merchandise store in Winchester.
Right.
And we were renowned in the tri-state area.
Oh,
So
wow.
you had people coming from Maryland, West Virginia, and
Right.
Virginia, all parts of Virginia, to shop here.
Down to, we looked in some of the ledgers, and there were people from Harrisonburg,
Oh, wow.
the outskirts of, was that Broadwater? I can't remember what it's called. now.
Bridgewater.
Right.
Traveling up here.
Right,
And you
yeah.
think about the time frame when that was taking place,
Yeah,
these
'cause-
ledgers, it was a horse and carriage.
Right, yeah.
Right.
They're riding.
That's,
So they were
that's a
making
long
it.
trip.
I'm
It
serious.
is.
Yeah.
And so, you go, you have to modernize, you have to change. And that has been one of our core, we wake up every day, and say, what do we need to change? What do we need to do?
Right.
Because if you're not doing that, you're going to get run over by the
Right.
time.
Right, yeah.
And you're going to end up not being in business. So our
Yeah.
goal is constantly to look at things and say, how can we be more profitable today?
Right.
and how can we change things to appeal to our customer base, which is constantly changing.
Right.
And it's fun.
And do you have
We have a lot of
online
fun doing it.
shopping?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you
E-commerce.
find that a lot of people, like local people, want to come in person and talk to you, or shop online?
It's
Both.
both, but
Both.
more in person. But our hope is, as times change and things change, to be able to appeal to the online customer just as much as we appeal to the
Right.
in the door customer.
Yeah.
So
And-
it's something that we're working on
Right.
as
Yeah.
its hiccups. But COVID really changed all of that.
Oh, sure.
Because
Yeah.
it was one of those things where people didn't want to come in the store. So we got that going really fast, and either pick up, delivery, or
Right.
online. So
And I know somebody, so I've lived in Winchester since I was 2 years old, and everybody knows in Winchester, like, if you can't find what you need at, let's just say, maybe the orange or blue store or something, you go to Solenberger's, they're going to have it.
yeah,
Like every nut, every bolt, it doesn't matter, it's there.
yeah, it's funny, and we sometimes will have customers come in and they'll be like, "Man, I looked everywhere in Winchester for this. I'm so glad you have it." And we're like,
Right.
"Look here first."
Right, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but Lowe's and Home Depot, they are our competitors, but they're also our greatest
Friends, yeah.
advocates, because they are sending us referrals all the time.
Right,
And
yeah.
so we appreciate them and what they do for Winchester, because we're really different stores.
Right.
And but we send people there to both of those places,
Right.
and they send people to us. So we're very blessed by that.
Right, yeah. And
We're one of the few. I was gonna say we're one of the few places that still have. You can make a single purchase for a nut or a screw or a bolt and all that stuff, because most of the businesses have gone to blister packs,
Right.
right.
where you get that odd number. You need
Oh,
one screw,
right.
but you got to buy three.
Right,
Or
yeah.
it's 5
in
or
a pack,
10.
and then you'll
Yeah.
and you'll never use them again.
Right.
Right.
You put them in a drawer, or probably your grandfather had the jars.
Right, yeah, just all the random bolts.
Right.
Yeah. How do you guys keep inventory of that stuff? I mean, customers are coming through. You have to depend on them, I guess, to grab it and then put it back in the right bin.
Oh yeah, it's a constant battle, really. I mean, to keep it all straight, and we're getting ready to go through a whole store remodel.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to remodel all those areas, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll make them even more efficient than what they are. So that's our goal in
Yeah.
working with that. But this year is our 137th year in business, and there will be big changes this year. So
Oh, wow.
it's
Looking
kind of
forward to that.
exciting.
What are
Yeah.
you doing in a few months? You wanna come over and
Right.
help?
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Who
How much
knows?
Moving
what
with
you'll-
Matt.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
How much help do you need? I'll bring the whole crew.
Oh my, it's
The
going to be
dyno.
good. It's
Right,
going to
yeah.
be interesting.
Put them to work.
So
But you guys have like a new hunting section and all that stuff? Like I
yeah,
see you guys.
hunting and sporting goods. So firearms, ammo, hunting, all of those things. We started out with hunting and fishing, and then decided to leave the fishing to what?
Did more in the sporting is that there's so many. Fishing is so. What Seth said to me something the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty specific.
Yeah,
Right,
You know,
yeah.
and the people that I mean, it was hard to fit that niche
Right.
of product line
Yeah.
because it's so vast, and we're not close to water in the sense
Right.
of like a ocean.
Right.
I mean, we
it's-
got Potomac River, but I don't know how many people are still fishing in the Potomac River.
Right, yeah.
We have lakes and ponds and so forth, but when I grew up, it was Zebco 202, Zebco
Right.
303, you know 303 reels and stuff, and that's all, So we've kind of moved away from that, and
Yeah.
it's more into
personal
the recreational,
protection, recreation.
recreational sports with ammo and
Right.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I see you guys do like book signings and all that stuff. Like, how do you feel that like getting plugged into the community like that helps your business grow?
Well, our desire is to support local everything. And that's one of our taglines on pretty much every post that we do. We want people that are in our community doing things to do well.
Right.
I mean, if we're concentrating on helping others to do well, we're going to do well.
Right.
And
yeah.
so we look at those people and we say, this is awesome that you have actual people in your community that are writing books.
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing. And we want to promote them. And we do it like we do an initial book signing and we do that all goes to the author, because
Right.
we're there to support them. And independent authors, a lot of times they've got to have a audience, or else they're paying for those books and
Right.
no money's coming back,
Yeah.
So we decided to make it something that we could promote them and help them. And it started with Mike Robinson, Winchester Tales.
Okay. Yeah.
So Mike has been phenomenally successful. He came to us because no one would give him the capital to produce his books.
Right. Yeah.
And so he went to all different avenues and nobody believed in his idea. But I was like, we believe in your idea. So
Right.
we made that initial investment when he started writing,
Right.
and it has been amazing. He's done great. So then from there, we kind of built on that and started realizing, you know what, there are other authors in our area. How are
Right.
they being promoted? And our book signings are really they're what the author makes them. So if we have an
Right.
author that's really promoting them,
Right.
often we find that those books are gonna they're gonna go out with 40 sales as opposed to 3.
Right.
They're part of the key
Right.
too.
Yeah.
But our whole emphasis is that local emphasis and trying to support people doing good things locally.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and that's just one, that one area.
Yeah, just to go with that. I have my personal motto is elevate. So it's basically elevating,
Right.
giving them a platform,
Right.
a place to be visual and have people come visit.
Right.
So that's important. And we have the space, and we have a lot of easy parking.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Exactly.
really
yeah. You have
do.
a big parking lot. Yeah.
So
And you
it's
gotta-
easier to get in and get out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it becomes like a lot of those book signings just become like parties. Like
Right,
you've
yeah.
got all these people coming in from the
Yeah.
community. We're doing selfies. We're doing things that emphasize, hey, something's going on here,
Right. Yeah.
and take notice and be part of the fun, because
Right.
it is a fun day when we do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you writing a book?
Not yet. Yeah.
Oh, that's your next step.
Right. Yeah.
I can see that.
I'm still creating all the stories.
You could do even a coloring book with the dinosaur.
Wow. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to get the girls involved.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Moving with Matt coloring book.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots
keep
of
the kids busy while you're packing stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, client parties every year. We have like coloring sheets with like dinosaurs and all that stuff, and they love
That's
it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've branded yourself well. You've got a lot of places you can go with that.
Right. Yeah, appreciate that.
So
But yeah, that is cool with the book. Like you guys, you have the platform, so you give it to the authors, and then it helps them grow and helps you grow in return.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
But
really a nice collaboration.
Because we have people that come in that maybe have never visited Solenberger's Hardware, but they're coming to support the author.
Right.
Right.
And
yeah.
then they come in and we're like, hopefully we made them a friend.
Right. Yeah.
And then we'll keep some of the books too that the authors have and keep them available,
Right.
for sale afterwards.
Yeah, and a lot of times the authors will sign the ones that we keep. So that's
Yeah.
another added bonus
Right,
to
yeah.
someone buying them locally, because they're getting something that's signed,
Yeah.
as opposed to just ordering them on Amazon
Right.
and getting a book.
And it's
So
Right.
it's amazing what you guys have in the store. I mean, you can go in there and buy a drill, and then you get your plumbing parts and your HVAC filters, and then maybe like a
Yeah.
cooler and a snack.
filters are like such a big thing. Like
Yeah.
you would not believe the filters we sell.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
because it's almost with it can become a specialty item,
right.
and we
yeah.
try to carry all the different sizes, and so people are like, "Wow, I can find these here."
Right.
You
yeah.
know, spray paint's another one. That's
Yeah.
a weird thing, but we sell
Oh,
a
wow.
ton of spray paint
Yeah.
in all different colors, because if you go to certain places, they might have 4 feet or 8 feet.
So do you have painters that come in and they have like an account, and then
Mhm.
like, because like Sherwin-Williams will do that, so they buy all their paint from you.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do have that.
That is cool.
And we have in-house accounts, but with charge cards being so it's not as
Right.
hard to
Yeah.
get a charge card
Right,
now.
yeah.
Or
Then
a lot
apply
of
for it.
businesses have
Yeah.
gone to just using a charge card, but
Right.
we still have probably 400 in-house accounts. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
we're still doing
Yeah,
that.
we have we talk about a lot about the retail, but sorry, Matt, jumping ahead, but in
Yeah.
certain things, but we have a lot of contractor business.
Right.
which
Yeah, we're
is,
about
off of that.
50% retail, 50% contractor.
Okay.
So that is at one time, believe it or not, we were like 80% contractor.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then we had the recession in 2007, 2009, and a lot of independent contractors went out.
Oh, wow.
And so now with that, and also we appeal more to the homeowner
Right.
because of where we are, and
Right. Yeah.
our business has changed in that respect. So we're about 50-50 now,
Okay. Yeah.
but it's a good dynamic.
Yeah, and I think you said earlier too that Patti is like the name is Solenberger's Hardware, but we're a general merchandise store.
Right. So
So,
we're one of our
yeah.
changes this year is our name will be changed. And instead
wow.
of the J&O,
It's
which we've
leaking
had
out
on
here.
there,
Yeah.
you're the first to
Yeah,
have
you'll
this
hear it.
information.
Right. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Will be
It's
Solenberger's
gonna be
Home
called. Oh,
and
really? I thought it
Hardware.
was going to be called Patty's Place.
No, Solenberger's Home and Hardware. And because we really want to appeal to women. And, J&O Solenberger Company,
Yeah.
Hardware Company.
Right.
Women are like, what is that?
But
you know?
you're gonna keep the Solenbergers.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, you gotta have that.
Absolutely. With Solenbergers, and then we'll keep our original name, but we'll
Right.
do business as Solenberger's Home and Hardware.
Oh,
Maybe we'll
gotcha.
just shorten
So-
it to SH&H.
No, we're not doing that.
This episode is brought to you by, well, me. If you're looking at buying or selling in Virginia or West Virginia, I'm Matt Kilmer with eXp Realty, ready to help you with all your real estate needs. Whether it's finding the perfect home or selling your current one, I've got you covered. Reach out to me below and let's make a move. All right, back to the good stuff.
So are you allowed to share with us? Is there gonna be like a facelift on the inside and the outside?
In and out. Yeah.
But you're not
Facelift,
gonna
inside and out. Mhm.
you're not gonna get rid of the painting, the mural.
No, the mural will
no,
always
that's
stay. The
historic.
mural
Right.
might have a few touch-ups this year, maybe have some new additions.
Right.
So that's something to look forward to.
Can you let us know who did that? Because that's
Sarah Gallahan,
Okay.
and she's amazing. She actually, this was before Rich came to work at the store, but we decided for our 125th, we wanted a mural on the side of our building.
Okay.
And she, I interviewed a few different muralists. She was recommended by Rich. And
she's good.
I had them
Yeah.
all do drawings prior to
Oh
the,
wow. Yeah.
and she hit it on the nose.
It looks really good. Yeah.
And it took her probably a few months because it was a really rainy
Oh,
summer
yeah.
that she did it.
I think it was, because it rained for like weeks at a time where she
Yes.
couldn't finish.
Oh,
And
wow.
so when we had our 125th celebration, it was almost finished, but it
Right.
wasn't quite done. But
Yeah.
it's still, people got the idea. And it has been, marketing wise, an amazing piece of marketing material. I mean, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
we've had, they actually started a mural map in Winchester
Right.
because
Oh,
it kind
wow.
of put murals in the city of Winchester on the map. And
Right,
so the
yeah.
arts, they started promoting the murals,
Oh wow.
and she just did
She's doing a
an
majority of
amazing
them
job.
too.
She-
I mean, there's
she
other great
has.
artists out there, but she's
Yeah.
doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps people recognize you too. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
I have it like tattooed in my brain. Like,
Yeah.
when you see
and it
like
tells
peop-
our story. So,
Yeah.
people, we actually have a brochure that goes with the mural that actually goes through each generation, and that's what is featured on the mural.
Oh wow.
So it's an interesting, it's a great story, and people
Right.
love hearing the story because it connects them to the history and the family, and that
Right.
was our desire for
Yeah.
it.
And Winchester's exploding now. So
Yes,
I remember. I mean, 25 years ago it was a completely different place.
yes,
Even the last like
Absolutely, yes,
5-10 years. Yeah.
and it will continue to grow
Yeah.
because of our. I mean, that as a realtor, we're going to
Proximity.
continue to grow.
Right.
And our hope is to be able to bring all the new people that are coming into our community
Right.
into the store and to welcome them because,
Right.
what is a city without an awesome welcome center,
Yeah,
right?
and
That's right.
Yeah, you got to have a
So-
hardware store. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody needs. I go in there and I find stuff that I need that, or maybe I want. I don't know if I need it or not, but I'm like, oh, I could use this and I could use this.
Well, with our remodel, we're going to have 15 to 20 brands that are
Currently not that we have now. Yeah.
that we don't have that are
Right.
going to really be those type of things that you're going to come in and be like, I really want this.
So I'm sure you guys are doing like Blackstone and Yeti and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll be
Yeah.
all part of it. Milwaukee Tools.
Oh, wow.
So there's just some
We
big
need
ones out there that
A move with Matt line.
Yeah.
There we
Move
go.
with
Yeah.
Matt.
I got t-shirts,
Yeah.
hoodies. What do you
Oh,
want?
yeah.
I would actually like to do, if we have an opportunity to do more apparel.
Yeah.
Not a ton, but
Right, yeah.
you know, some. And of course, we did the support local everything. We have those T-shirts available. We should have brought one.
Oh, we
But,
should have for Matt.
right.
Matt needs one of those
Yeah.
t-shirts.
Do you have
Yeah.
one?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to
my
get you one.
goodness,
Got to
we'll
get one of
get you
those.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
actually that's just a quick story, but it started out as a fundraiser. I was a board chair for the Winchester City Sheriff's Office Foundation here, and we coming up with a fundraiser idea, and you were having your yard sale, the big giant yard
Yeah.
sale, and there was a young lady out there that had it on her shirt that said "Support Local Everything,"
And we
and I
love
told her,
that.
I said, "I love
Yeah.
that," and I said, I'm going to steal it. I said, do you have, and she goes, no, a friend of mine did it. And I said, great. So I just did a whole mock-up of a T-shirt and stuff.
Right.
And she actually saw it. I wasn't working for the store at the time. And then she took it and she made it actually explode.
Yeah, we
Oh,
actually
wow.
did it as a fundraiser for that.
Yeah.
So we sold them for the fundraiser.
Oh, wow.
And then they were so popular that we said, well, this is kind of become our,
Right.
our signature T-shirt
Right,
because
yeah.
people we have tradesmen that come in
Right.
and they buy them with our name on them because they want to promote supporting local everything.
Right. Yeah.
And so they're like, this is an awesome, we want these shirts. And they just
Right.
come in and they use them as their shirts for their trades. So,
Yeah. I like that. I got to get one of those.
yeah.
Yeah. We can, I'll sell you some of the rates if you'd like to use
No,
it.
Oh, okay.
we'll just give you one.
Yeah.
No, put it on it.
Yeah.
That's why
Matt,
he's the
support
manager,
local
I'm the
everything.
director.
Right. There you go. Yeah. And
But-
do you guys have any type of reward system for people when they come in and purchase a lot of stuff?
We are, yes. That's a good question. We will, without revealing all the details, we will have a rewards. We do
Yeah, we
have,
have
one
one now.
currently,
Right.
but we're
It's
going to go
transitioning
to
something new.
the EXP version.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The next
So
level.
it's going to be the next level rewards
Yeah.
with our remodel.
I'm excited
So,
to see this.
yeah.
And I think one of my favorite things about when I come in there with my girls and it's not self-checkout, I get to
Oh
talk
no,
to somebody.
we'll never do that.
They're super friendly. Hey, can the whole whisper, can they have a lollipop type thing?
Right.
It just makes you feel welcome and like your family.
Yes,
Which
and
is-
that's awesome. That's the greatest compliment we could ever have.
Yeah,
because
'cause,
that's our desire.
Yeah.
And that's how you build community. And without that, you just have a bunch of people living in an area that are disconnected. But
Yeah.
if you can actually find ways to fuse people together
Right.
and
yeah.
and then know one another, your community is so much stronger. And we've been actively involved in helping our community where there's weak spots, Winchester Rescue Mission, these areas, Watts, where our community is only as strong as the weakest link. And so
Right.
that is a core value for us, is really trying to invest ourselves in those areas too,
Right.
to help. So
Sorry.
serving on boards, doing what we can do to
Right.
make all our community stronger.
Right.
So
And you're involved in a lot of different charity organizations and stuff like that. Can you tell us a little bit about which ones you're a part of?
well, I have served on the board of the Winchester Rescue Mission, and I'm not any longer serving, but I still support the organization. It's very, very good what they're
Right.
doing in our community. We just try to, whatever nonprofit comes along, if they align with our mission of serving people, children, we try to support them. So Froggy's Closet, Watts,
Right,
any
yeah.
of those that, are really people focused.
Mhm.
Even the SPCA, we help
Right.
them. I mean, there's a new one out that's building beds for
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, I did hear
children
about that
without
recently.
beds.
Yeah.
Supporting them. We just try to do those things that are again, addressing those weakest links and trying to help. So,
Right. Yeah.
And national disasters too that we've had. We had that young
Oh,
lady.
yeah.
Gosh, I can't remember her name right off the top of my head.
Lauren?
No. Anyway, she came to us, and we get this occasionally where people want to come and set up things and do
Right.
collections. She did the coat
Yes.
drive for
Okay.
the flood that took place.
In Western North
and-
Carolina.
Right. Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
forth.
we actually, Jason Funk contacted us from Patton's Moving and Storage.
Okay.
Mhm,
And
that's another
he
one.
was like, we've got to do something. This was right after Helene. And our community, they showed up so big. They took 9 trucks, moving trucks,
Oh wow.
down to Western North Carolina just from a drive that we had here. And
Yeah.
we actually opened up
We-
our parking lot and did how many hours? It wasn't even that many hours.
I think we promoted it from 10 till 1, but it ended up being like people were dropping
3,
stuff off
yeah.
at 8 in the morning and so forth. But
Okay.
and they were still there till 2 or 3, and
Yeah.
we still had some people bring stuff afterwards.
Right.
Yeah,
Days
we've kind
later
of
and so forth.
been a place where people can do that.
And Jason actually did. He did it for several days.
Oh my goodness.
He started
What
because
they
he has
had-
a little storage.
Well, even what
warehouse.
we got
Yeah.
just that day
Right,
was like
yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 trucks full.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For 3 hours,
Wow. Yeah.
10 to 1. But it was, like he said, we got some before and after. But, that shows the kind of community we have.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I just was like blown away by it all.
Well, there's a saying, and I didn't come up with it, but I think Signet Marketing did was what was it? Small town, big heart.
Yeah.
But the thing about it was when I first moved here, it reminded me of my own hometown in a sense because people knew people.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they would say hi to you on the street, and they talk to you and so forth. Because when I as an executive traveled around, there was communities like I don't want to badmouth New York, but you walk down New York, it's a hustle and bustle. You just kind of get from point A to point B.
Right. Yeah.
You're not going to stop and say
it's
hi to
cold.
someone,
Right.
But
It's
And-
lacking that warmth.
yeah, and there used to be that thing that people would tell me when I was at the chamber as an executive. They'd say, "This is a good old boy network."
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
good old boy. And I was like, you're right, but every community is like that,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's okay. And I said, you just have to work your way into
Right. Yeah.
knowing them so they know you and that kind of thing, because they don't want to, give you the keys to the, warehouse and say go to
Right.
town.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Because there's a trust factor,
Right.
Yeah.
and every generation, and we're still growing, so.
Right.
That's a magical thing about Winchester and the region.
Yeah.
And when we say community, there's a lot of things that I have a thing that says community isn't always about geography.
Right.
It's about the common goals of the people.
Right. Yeah.
That bring other people here too.
Right.
Um,
And that's why everybody wants to move here.
Yeah. I mean, as
Because we
as
still
grow,
have a community.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you look at the population in Frederick County, we're not that small anymore.
Right.
Or
I remember
Winchester
Winchester was with 30,000 at one time. What is it
20.
now?
I
think-
remember when it was 26.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Frederick County is getting close to like 100,000 or something.
Mhm.
And I mean,
It
there's
was
so many
60
people.
when I think I moved here.
Oh wow,
It was like it was probably in the higher 20s for Winchester,
right.
the city of Winchester,
Yeah,
and then Frederick County was probably took it up to 60, 65,000.
right. Yeah, I mean, if you,
but now it's
It's
Try to go
probably
anywhere.
130 or more.
yeah, it's crazy. Try to go to Costco or something like that. I mean, you just see like 10 people,
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's like we're a small community, but we're really not that small.
Right.
That's the Solenbergers.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't go to Costco. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Costco.
we
We
love
love Costco.
Costco.
They're not your competitors, right?
Yeah, no. We love the
Right.
people at Costco. A lot of
Yeah.
people. You're right, though. You run into this. There's certain stores, and as I was saying, it made me think about that earlier when Patty was talking about something. Was you get people to come in the store and they just they'll run into each other
Right.
and
yeah.
they'll stand there and talk for 15,
Yes.
20 minutes.
Right. Exactly.
Same
And
thing
it's
happens at
conducive to
Costco.
that.
And yeah,
Yeah, there's kind of like we welcome that.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing, I started years ago, this Selfie Saturday when selfies really started to,
Right. Yeah.
and people like come in and I'll be talking to them and I'll be like, they'll keep talking to me. And I'm thinking, why are they still talking to me? And then I remember, oh, it's selfie Saturday. I pull my phone out because they
want the picture.
they want that selfie, and so
Right.
it's like it's become a really fun
Yeah.
thing that people are like they want people to know, hey, I've been here,
Right. Yeah.
and they get to people love to see themselves,
Right. Yeah.
right?
They want to be
So,
recognized, and that's the whole thing
yes.
about business.
Yeah.
The customer just want to be they want to be recognized
Yeah,
and
so-
appreciated.
It's that
Yes.
whole, you gotta
So-
know, like, and trust factor.
That's right.
Yes.
But you guys do a great job at marketing. Like, I see you all over Facebook with your videos and your pictures, and it helps you get
We
recognized.
have fun with it, don't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't take ourselves too serious.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
There's no way.
It
I mean,
works.
like with the dinosaur,
Yeah. It
you
makes you
just have to have
relatable.
fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your favorite thing about living in Winchester?
You go first.
My favorite thing was my wife.
Oh.
That's
And
why
my
you moved
family.
here.
So that's why I moved here.
Right.
But it's actually the people.
Yeah.
It's got to be the people, and it's somewhat easy to get around. The funny story was when I first moved here, I worked in D.C.
Oh,
and
wow.
I could actually drive around D.C. and no problem. I'm telling you, man, I could go north, south, east. It didn't matter. I could go to Maryland,
And
Virginia.
this was before
wherever.
GPS.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't use MapQuest.
Right. Yeah.
Remember,
yeah.
you had to go online.
Yeah.
And you print them. No, I come to Winchester. I could get downtown, but I couldn't get out.
Oh, wow.
I was like, the signage and stuff was so bad.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and there's
And
so
as I
many
said,
one-way streets. They've
Yeah.
corrected that.
Oh,
sign.
really?
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
like, so I would actually take my wife and I'd say, you got to go with me because I'll get in there and I can't get out.
Right. Yeah. You don't know where you're going.
Yeah, I was like, so I'd always have to look for, where's Route 11? Where's 522?
Oh, wow.
Where's the main arteries of the, so I can get out of this place? But we have fixed that.
Right.
It's, you can
Sort
get
of,
in and get out.
yeah.
So
We've worked hard.
I just think it's the vicinity, proximity to places that you travel to, DC, wherever. It's a good hub.
Right.
You can go to
Yes.
north, you can go to New York if you wanted to.
Right.
What was that, 3-hour drive, 4-hour drive?
Right. Yeah.
You go down to the beach, 3 hours, 4 hours.
Right.
And the weather, the mountains,
Yeah.
it's a roller coaster ride. It's just a beautiful area you're so close to the mountains.
Yeah, and
But-
I think that one of the things that I really love too is there is still a sense of a cohesiveness to the area
Right,
where
yeah.
you still know people still care in your neighborhoods. They care about you as a neighbor, and
Yeah.
you may not see them every day,
Right.
but they notice if something's not right and they want to help. There's like a faith part of Winchester that's beautiful too,
Right, yeah.
like the communities with regards to that, and people care. So
Right,
that's what is kind of that glue that keeps us still together.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think you go a lot of places, which I can't say this based on experience, but on what I've read, because I've lived here my whole life. But they're like, well, you just don't feel like you're seen. And in
Right.
Winchester, I think you're still seen.
Right. Yeah.
And the connections,
yeah.
So now how long did you say, I'm sorry, how long did you live? You say you lived here?
Yeah. So,
So-
roughly like 33 years.
Right. So you've made those connections, right? So you can
Right.
pick up the phone call or the phone and make a phone call
Yeah.
to somebody and say, hey,
Right.
this is what I'm trying to do. It doesn't matter what it is. They might not be able to help you, but they can usually redirect or
Right.
have another contact.
Point me to somebody. Yeah.
Try
Yeah.
to do that in a big city.
Yeah, and it's true
Right,
because
yeah.
I talked
Yeah.
to a friend this week who's part of a generational business as well. And she was telling me about something that happened that was bad, like, and how that because this person knew this person and this person knew this person, they
Right.
were able to come up with a solution
Right. Yeah.
that didn't take months and years, but that they could do right then. And I said, didn't that make you so thankful that your person that was in charge of this knew that person and they could talk to them and
Right.
actually say, well, what if we do this? Or what if we do, whereas they didn't have the bureaucracy
Right.
to
Yeah.
deal with
It's
that
amazing.
you might have if you didn't know people and know that you're all working for that common goal of making things better.
Right. Yeah.
And so they trusted each other enough to say we can get there.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's such a blessing. And
Yeah.
so, that's a really great aspect of our community as well.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, people want to help people naturally.
Yes.
Right.
It's just, I mean, especially once you are older and you have a lot of wisdom and stuff, you love to pass it down to the next generation. And
We're geniuses.
right, yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're still like 25.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but no, yeah,
Still learning.
It's a great place to live.
You do. Yeah, you should.
So-
But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming on today and all that you guys do for our community. So if somebody wants to know more about your business, I know they can obviously come in the store or go
You can-
online, but what's the best way to reach you?
Really Facebook, Instagram, any of those, you can direct message me. You
Right.
can call me at the store, 540-662-3457. That kind of tells you how young our business or old our business is, because
We
we
don't
got a
have a
3457 number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any way that, Google us, there's a link on our website that you can
Which is
also,
solenbergershardware.com.
yes,
okay.
that you can reach us as well. So how about you?
Yeah. How they reach me at the store?
Yeah.
If they Google,
540.
just Google Mr.
What is it?
Winchester, he'll
I
pop
don't remember.
it up.
Yeah,
I don't
Google
even-
Mr. Winchester.
Google
His
Mr.
picture
Win-
will pop up.
Actually, I do have a media profile as a media creator, just Rich Weller. That is Google.
So-
He'll
Right,
come
yeah.
up and say that.
Yeah.
And then they'll be sorry they did. But
Right. Yeah, no, your videos are great. I think you
Uh,
get like 5,000 views on every one.
not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
But my thing is giving back. So that's actually part of the store. That's why it's such a good partnership, and all of our employees are that way.
Yeah.
It's about giving back, and not in the sense of community in a sense, but to customers.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We house information and knowledge, but
Right.
we want to give it to people too.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you guys are
Yeah.
doing a great job. So,
And I just want to say before we end, like thank you to all of our customers and supporters in Winchester, because without them
Yeah, absolutely.
and our awesome, loyal employees,
right.
which I have to shout out to them, because
Mhm.
they have been there through all of these years, and you just think without them we wouldn't have a business. So
Right. Yeah.
thank you to our
We
community,
know
and
that.
thank you to our employees.
Yes, we know where.
Our bread is butter.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
And it's
yeah.
832 Berryville Avenue, Winchester, Virginia.
Yes.
There you go. Just in case you don't have GPS.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, perfect. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
man. Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
all
us.
you do.
Yeah.
You're welcome.